Okay, hopefully that is a little bit better. I hope. And we're back. Hopefully that's a little bit better. Obviously the angle and the camera changed because I'm no longer on my phone. I'm on my laptop. Why is it that the one time I want things to go swell and easily, we end up back like this? So hopefully this is okay. At least on StreamYard, I can kind of take a look at you guys' comments and I can post them up on the screen, and maybe this will be a little bit easier. I think with the two things going on, it's just a little bit too much internet to hold it all. But welcome back. Sorry that was such a hot mess, but we are back. I didn't get to see all of you guys' reviews on the book, so I'd love to hear what you guys thought. Please leave it down below what you ended up rating it so that I can discuss it with you guys. But I would love to hear you guys' rating, and then we'll talk a little bit more in depth about some of the things that we saw probably in like the first half of the book, and then we'll go into more spoilery stuff a little bit towards the end. But yes, hopefully that makes sense. As for myself, like I said, I did give it a 5-star. One of the things that I loved the most about this book was, first of all, Faraday was a fantastic character. I love that even in the face of all of the death and craziness that goes on in the world that they live in, he was never, hello again, he was never like, he never forced himself to change who he was and what he wanted out of his job to make other people look at him differently. And I really love that about Faraday. Carrie was the same way. I mean, she had her time when she was younger, when she was the, I think what they called her, the grand something of death. But I like that they each had their own ways of being a bringer of death. And they all thought about it in different aspects and different lights. And it really brought to light the different ways that people handle and deal with death as a unit. And I thought that was very interesting. Totally loved it. I gave it 5 stars, obsessed, and couldn't stop reading and making my way to the next book now. Wow. Get it, Jennifer. That's awesome. I'm so glad that you loved it so much. I definitely want to move on to the second book. I will be getting it hopefully next month and definitely be continuing because it was a fantastic book. And I heard that the series just gets better and better, so I'm hoping that stands true and that I will actually, that will actually be the case for me. I hope, at least. Now, one of the first things that, let's see, love the changing, that they are changing their names based on someone in history. Yes, that's amazing. And I love that, this is a bit of a spoiler, but the person at the end, I love the person at the end that gets the ring. I love the name that they chose because the reason that they chose it was just so honest and down to earth and rebellious, and I loved that. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Thunderhead is the best book in the trilogy, in my opinion. Good to know. I'm very excited for it then. Yes, the naked cover, Mermaid Moon, is gorgeous as well. Yes, we will talk about Mermaid Moon towards the end of the stream for those of you guys that are interested in participating in next month's book club pick. Yes. Poor Curie and Faraday. They went through it. They had a rough go out of it for sure. Yeah, the first thing that I wanted to talk about in this book, and I will go into the back of this book and look into some of the questions that are in the back of it because it's meant for a discussion. But I wanted to talk about the 10 Commandments. I thought it was very interesting right off the bat why Neil Schusterman chose to have the Scythe had 10 Commandments like in the Bible. And I was really curious to hear what you guys thought of the reason that they had 10 Commandments, and was it an intentional ploy to connect the Bible and this newfound, basically, religion that they live by, this world that they live by, with the 10 Commandments. I guess I agree with the name choice at the end was chosen well. Yes, it was. And I personally love the person that she chose. I'm a huge fan of the movie. I know the movie is not technically historically correct, but that's what I think of. And I've done a lot of research into that particular person, and I really like that. that they chose that person. I try not to like say names because for those people that haven't gotten to the end, I don't want to spoil it for you, but we're not quite into spoilers just yet. You started Thunderhead already? Dang, Tasha. I feel like I'm behind now because a lot of people finished. I just finished this book this week. I think I finished it on Wednesday. So I was real behind, like really behind, but I finished it. I think so. Since there was no religion like there used to be, the Scythe became the religion. Agreed. And I thought that was very interesting that with there being the Ten Commandments and the way that they live in this world, the fact that the only other religion in this world was I forget what they're called now, the people that live in those buildings, but those were the only like other quote unquote religion that was in this world. And so that the fact that there was these 10 commandments that the Scythe lived by, it was almost like this religion was the religion. I say that in quotation marks because it's not really a religion, but it was the like the utmost importance to live by. And I thought that was very interesting. But the commandments only are abided by the Scythe, and so everyone else doesn't have those rules to abide by, which I think is very interesting. Thunderhead is like God. He really is like God. And I like that we got a glimpse of him in the first book because I was very curious to know like what the Thunderhead's role in all of this was. Yes, definitely a deliberate parallel. I think it's a comment on the sanctity of the Scythe's positions and helps highlight the corruption inside them. Wow, that's so deep, Jennifer. I love it. This is why I asked you guys, because I feel like you guys are going to see a little bit more into the things that I won't be able to see, and so I'm glad that I'm talking to you guys about it because I definitely didn't make those connections. So I love that. And then as for like characters, do you guys have a least favorite character? I mean, other than Goddard, because I don't think there was a other person that I could hate more than Goddard. But was there another character that you really disliked, or another character that you really loved? Like, who was your favorite character? Which character made you the most interested in reading the book? Yes, yeah, that was some deep stuff. Don't worry about the typos. I figured it out. For me, my favorite character was Curie. I felt like, especially getting to read a lot of her journal, it just felt like she was a really well-rounded character. I loved the compassion that she had for Citra and the lengths that she was willing to go to protect the people that she cares about. And I freaking adored her for that. But if we're not including Goddard as the people that I just didn't care for, I would say that my least favorite character, no, I have to say Goddard. He sucked. He was literal hell. I don't think there was another character that I just genuinely didn't like. I mean, other than, why can't I not think of any other names but the high Scythe. That's what they're at. I can't think of it, but you guys know who I'm talking about. I didn't really care for him, but not really supposed to. Rowan's storyline was intense. Like, Volta, oh my gosh, Volta. Yes, Volta was such a fantastic character. And Rowan's storyline was really intense, and I feel like he had the most character arc because of the position that he was put in. Citra grew a lot in where she was at in terms of her training as a Scythe, but Rowan was just put through so much more that he was forced to grow a lot more than Citra was. And when you come to it full circle, watching his storyline come to fruition was incredible. And I feel like Neil Shusterman put a lot of time into making sure that his character made sense, but also had flaws where you can see that the things that he was doing was putting him in like a mental and physical turmoil, but still able to come out the other side. And that was amazing. It's an interesting statement. It makes me think of how the Thunderhead was not included in the Scythe's affairs and how it's currently a separation of church and politics. Yes, exactly. It's basically like church and state. I feel like there was a lot of parallels to our own political system as well as our religious systems. And I think that as far off as this particular book is, I think that a lot of this stuff is very much relevant. to today's society, and the way that we, what's the correct political way to say this? Like the way that we treat police and people of political high standing. Like so much faith and authority goes into those positions of power, and I feel like Scythe and the Thunderhead really represent what that is in our day and age. I like seeing the difference between the old guard Scythe and the new order Scythe. My favorite character is Curie. Besides Goddard, I wasn't fond of the Scoopies. I didn't like Volta. I mean, I did like Volta. Yeah, Volta's character was like, it was a hard character to watch because you wanted to hate him, but then you wanted to love him. But then the ending was just like, my heart. Wait, am I thinking Volta is, I gotta think now. There's so many characters in this book. Oh, Xenocrates, that's his name, Xenocrates. I was thinking about what's his face. Never mind, I can't find it. Also, what did you guys think of the little girl? I forgot what her name was, but do you feel like the Esme? What was her name? Oh my God, I feel like all of the names just like escaped my brain, and I didn't even read it that long ago. Did you feel like her role in the book was important? And did you feel like the way that Goddard manipulated Esme? Yeah, that's right. Okay. Do you feel like the way that Goddard manipulated her was an important arc to the story? Because when I was reading it, I just felt like, why was she there? And I know that it was a ploy for Goddard to gain more power, but it just felt unnecessary, to say the least. Goddard did get what he deserved. Yes, he did. He was a terrible character. Terrible, but like written very well, but terrible. No, the book was creepy in some places, and that little girl was very strange. So one of the questions that really stuck out to me in the discussion questions in the back is, what do you think the reason to why Neal Shusterman decided to call it gleaning instead of killing? And then when they referred to what Goddard is as a murderer and a killer, what was the reason for stripping away those terms and supplementing it with gleaning? And why do you think that he changed that up? What was the purpose of that? Because I feel like he was trying to, I don't really know how to explain it. I feel like there was an intention to it, but I don't really understand what was the reasons behind it. And when I was reading that question, it really made me think. Like, I'm trying to figure out what was the purpose behind not wanting to use those particular trigger words. Yeah, she wasn't super important. I felt like it was a very interesting reason to have her. Oh. So Esme comes into play later on in the series. Okay. Was used well as a pawn, especially considering their roles and rules of sides. Yes. She wasn't super important. Yeah, I felt like Goddard made her to be more important than she was. And once you kind of get the reveal of who and what she's connected to, it makes a little bit of sense, but I still felt like it wasn't a necessary thing. Yeah, I feel like society definitely, Sue, that's a really good comment. Society wouldn't feel the same about the positions the sides are in, what they're capable of doing, and what the Thunderhead is allowing them to do if they called it killing. I feel like a lot of people would just, it's definitely, murder and killing are definitely trigger words that have negative connotations to them, whereas I feel like gleaning doesn't have those same type of negative connotations. It's still a bad term, but it doesn't have the same emotional attachment as killing and murder does. Maybe to signify that if we don't change the way our society is, we end up just like his way in the book. That's really deep. I like that, Mike. I think they're trying to normalize the ideal of killing, so calling it something else makes it less harsh. Agreed. That's a wonderful take on that. For the storyline to work, he had to differentiate between gleaning, the necessary action done with compassion, and killing for the sake of killing. But why create a world that has no death just to create a means for death? Now, I get overpopulation is a thing, and you can't have that many beings on one planet. But why create it if you're going to allow the same type of things to go on just in a different capacity? What's the purpose? I'm interested in Scythe's connection to the Thunderhead. Yes, I want more in-depth talking about that. I'm hoping that it comes into play in the second book, because that was a very interesting aspect of the book that I wish was a little bit more prevalent in the first book. But I'm hoping that in the second book it becomes a lot more of a thing where the Thunderhead is more communication. And I think maybe because one of the characters at the very end doesn't get the ring, maybe that person will become more communicative. Is that a word? With Thunderhead. Also, yeah, the Thunderhead was being set up. He would have to change the wording, or people would have it. I feel murder is a word with a negative connotation, but saying gleaning, which means to laboriously gather bit by bit, it means it seemed a necessary process. Wasn't intended to be bad. Yes, it's interesting. City Thunderhead. All these ideas y'all coming up with are brilliant. Exactly, I know, these are really brilliant. I feel like there's a lot of points and sides to reflect how things are in society today. Like, for example, people aren't reacting when people die, but where does that be in the book and in real life? It's very true. Instead of gleaning, why don't they control the birth rate? That's a great question. That's a wonderful question, Sadie. That's the kind of thing that I was thinking about. Like, obviously, this is a fictional world and this is not a real thing, but why choose this? Why choose this? The way Faraday picked people to glean versus how Goddard picked people to glean was interesting. Both were wrong, but the book definitely has morally gray areas. Yes. And I think that the way that Faraday chose to glean was very much romanticized in this book, whereas Goddard was chosen to be the enemy. And I thought that was very interesting. I also like how the author shows what living in a perfect society looks like. Just look at Rowan's family. It's true. I think it wasn't planned to glean people, but necessity that evolved over time. Even Curie, when she yelled at Citra in public, but was reserved behind doors. I feel like this book can be like really narrowed down and picked apart for trying to really shine a light on what society is accepting today, like societal norms and cultural appropriation and what we accept as a community and allow in our lives. And that's not just in regards to killing per se, but like as a whole, what we accept. Good thought. Why not allow death through? I can't read today. Attrition from accidents, it's possible instead of bringing them back. Bookish self-esteem is interesting. It's like the world. It's like they know their world is corrupt, but all the rules it lays aside. No one has a heart to step up. What's the point of splatting? I feel like that's like our interpretation of like an adrenaline junkie, but I don't know. I wouldn't want to die just to be born again. I don't want to be dead. No thanks. Book birth rate question is answered in the next book. So many things I have to look forward to. And Citra punched Rowan and then licked a lesbian. Funny and nasty. Yeah, that was nasty. This book is really interesting. Can be polarizing for some people. I agree. I like the backstory to Citra's Scythe name and how she justified it. If you control the birth rate, would probably run into quite a few people possibly dying without kids or grandkids. Or, okay, I have another question. If you eradicate death, great. But why not allow people to die at old age instead of having them turn a corner? Why not allow them to die at their own, just like we would now, but at old age instead of getting sick or dying in car accidents or plane crashes or things like that? Why not just have them die of old age instead of maybe not controlling the birth rate, but just allowing them to die at their own time when they're ready? I think that it's a very interesting concept. The whole idea as a whole is very interesting. I would love to sit down with like Neil Shusterman and ask him all these questions, like why he chose to formulate the book the way that he did. Yeah, that would be if they did age. I feel like they do age, but they age differently. Okay, so we've been chatting for about 20 minutes, probably like more like 25 since the other stream. So I'm going to go into a little bit more spoilers now. So if you don't want to hear spoilers, totally understand. But I do want to talk about some of the aspects of the book that really made the book special for me. So with that being said, we're going to jump into some spoilers. If you're heading out, thank you for joining. If not, let's chat about that. Okay, I was giving them a chance to leave if they wanted to leave. But for all of you guys that are still here, how shook were you when a knock came at the door and they said that Faraday was dead? Because when I tell you I threw my book, I was mad. I was very upset because I had like my heart was soft for Faraday and I wanted the best for his character. And how they gonna do me like that? So I would love to know what you guys' thoughts were. I'd love to know how you guys thought that particular portion of the book made you feel, because I was definitely shook. And were you guys like on the side of somebody killed him? Like somebody did this to him? Like, cause I, from the very beginning, I'm like, he ain't dead. Hey, don't do this to me. He's not dead. I don't believe it. No real body, no real death. I love that too. Yes, I was very sad. I love how all of us are in a consensus that it was terrible, and I don't ever want to go through it again. Yes. And then when I tell you that I was sitting on FaceTime with Sharon. She's not here today. She's at the beach with some friends, but I was sitting on the phone with Sharon and I was reading the book. And when we got to whatever his name was, freaking Ronald or whatever his name was, I don't even know anymore. Gerald, I think his name was Gerald. I was like, kill that bitch, kill him. And then when he turned around and it was Faraday, my heart dropped because I gave up on the idea that he was alive. And then he just came back, and it was like the happiest day of my life. Okay, I missed your guys' you guys are typing really fast. Holy moly. Okay. I simply couldn't believe it. He was like a perfect mentor to me. But I thought someone killed him. But then Kiri came and I was like, okay. Yeah, I know. Kiri kind of made it all a little bit better because she was wonderful. But then Goddard made it so much worse because now you're on two sides of a coin. When they were together, they both had Faraday to teach them the right ways to move through this new journey in their lives. And then they got separated. And Kiri is the complete opposite of what Goddard was. And so it made it very hard for me to like want to root for them because I didn't know which way was the right way. You know what I mean? I really thought Goddard killed him. I was about to hurt that hope. I can decide whether it was murder or not, but it didn't occur to me that that could solve it because I didn't realize it was possible to go under the radar on this world. Me either. I thought that the Thunderhead knew everything, but apparently not. I've been bamboozled. I thought Goddard did something, maybe not kill him, but I thought he had something to do with it. After Citra watched the video and then got the same name from the Thunderhead and Kiri, I knew something was up. Yeah, I knew something was up, but I didn't think that. I didn't think that at all. And since we're talking full spoilers as of now, Rowan and Goddard, dang, he was a savage. He was a freaking savage. And I loved every minute of it. It felt like watching his story arc, you just saw him going to a breaking point, and then when he finally snapped, it was put onto the page so perfectly. Brutal, but perfectly. Like everything that Goddard deserved, he got. I don't know whether Rowan would follow Goddard's path a fair day. I couldn't live with him following Goddard. I know. See, that was my thing, is if like he walked away a worse person like Goddard, I don't know if I can continue on with the story because I just wanted so much good for him, and he didn't deserve any of that. None of it. The relationship reminds me of something. Of something. What does it remind you of? Which relationship? I was a bit nervous, but I love that Rowan snapped back. Me too. How his creation, Rowan, turned him and told him, karma is real. Yeah, for sure. And I really thought it was interesting. I can't remember his name. Who's Volta? Is Volta the girl that was like on his side during the time when she was training with Goddard? He was training with Goddard, or is Volta the one that I don't? The names are not sticking in my head anymore. But the one that killed himself, that performed a self gleaming. What was his name? I really liked him. I was really sad when all that came to fruition. Do not spoil the second book. Only spoilers for the first book today, please. But yes, the whole like last 10 chapters, everything just went like right over the deep end, and shit hit the fan, and it got really crazy, like really crazy. There were just so many things that went down in that time, and it was really hard for me to like sit down and analyze everything because all I wanted to do was get to the end and figure out how in the heck that happened, because it really got crazy. Goddard's character reminds me of Littlefinger from the Game of Thrones. I just wanted him to die. I think everybody wants him to die. Like all of these little orange tabs in the book are basically when Goddard talks, because I hated him so much. There's a fly in here. Oh man. I'm sorry, I was just reading one of these questions, and it says, Faraday tells Rowan, remember that good intentions pave many roads. Not all of them lead to hell. What do you believe he means by this statement? Do you agree? Why or why not? I do remember him saying that, but sometimes I look at these questions and I'm like, how do people think that deep into these books? I just read them. But there was a lot of fantastic discussion topics on this book that I feel like as soon as I'm sitting down now, I can't remember any of them. But I also had like this moment when I was reading the book and like getting down to the nitty gritty when things were getting crazy and they were at their last final test. And for those of you guys that read this part know, like even after all of the training that you do and all of the knowledge with knowing that after you've passed your final test, the person that you essentially killed will not be actually dead, would you be able to follow through with that? Because sitting there, like listening to Rowan talk to her little brother right before her final test, I don't know if I would have been able to do it. I would have been like, I forfeit, take me home. And I feel like for Rowan, it was a little bit easier because as he says himself, he's the lettuce. But for Citra, I couldn't even imagine like the pain that you go through knowing that you had to do that to your family. Like that is no joke. That's tough shit. I like how Faraday said during training that to be a Scythe, you have to want to not to be. Well, want you not to be one. That was hard. Yeah, and it's crazy to think that the what makes you able to be a Scythe is not wanting to kill the people that you kill, or glean in their references, and that's interesting. Like, obviously Goddard loved what he did, but most of the Scythes that did what they did didn't enjoy the process of having to glean people. I think that shows a very interesting two sides of the world that we live in, as well as the world that they live in. I wouldn't be able to do it. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do it either. Faraday wanted Rowan to understand that him wanting to help the kid from school was good. People always need someone to blame to make themselves feel better. Yeah, so true. Everyone, nobody knows how to take the blame for themselves, but love to blame others for their wrongdoings and misfortunes. It disturbs me how quickly he killed his mom. Yeah, I know. I was worried he went far to the dark side. Yeah, that was crazy. I was not expecting that, but then again, I wasn't expecting anything that came out of this book. The scene with Citra and her brother was heartbreaking. It really was. I was sitting there, like, crying. I was heartbroken for her as a character because I love my family. I would never, nope, never. I don't know if I could. On one hand, they would be revived. On the other hand, you have to live with the knowledge that you killed them. Yes. And they have to live with the knowledge that you killed them. Like, how do you look at that person again the same way? You don't. You never do. It's insane. I wouldn't do it. It would haunt me for life. Yep. The ending, I felt like the ending left it like a cliffhanger, and I wanted to read Thunderhead and read more about Scythe, Lucifer, and him killing corrupted Scythe. I don't know. I didn't know I would be able to. I don't know I would be able to do it. Yeah. I think this whole concept of being a Scythe is very, not only morbid, but like really morally, it's like a morally gray thing, because it's like, obviously people are dying, and a lot of people that were gleaned off in this book did accept their fate and took their gleaning with, pride and care, but a lot of the people, nobody wants to die. Nobody wants to know that it's going to be the end, but that was also talked about really well in this book. I like that Scythe Curie chose, I don't like, but her method of choosing people was very interesting compared to most of the sides. Looking for people that feel like, that are stagnant, that don't have much left in them, that have turned the corner several times and have nothing left, I think that was very interesting. I thought the ending was great. The ending of this book was great, and it definitely leaves you wanting more. Knowing that, Scythe Lucifer is out there doing his thing is badass, and I need to know more for sure. Do you think that from the beginning that Citra would be the one who became a Scythe? I thought it wouldn't be either of them. I definitely had a choice. I thought Citra was going to be the Scythe that they chose, because from the very, very beginning, you could tell that Citra hated the concept of gleaning more than Rowan did. Rowan hated it, but accepted it as it was, and Citra had more of a push and pull aspect to the thought of being a Scythe, and so for me, I always thought that she would get the ring, but I didn't think that she would get the ring that way, for sure. Yeah, the ice cream was sad. I thought at one point I thought they were both going to become Scythes as well. Obviously, that didn't happen, but her brother should get ice cream forever. But at one point, I did think they were both going to become Scythes, and that quickly changed. Yes, I knew it would be Citra over Rowan. They were both great picks, but to be a Scythe, but Citra just seemed more perfect fit for the job. Yeah. One of the most surprising moments in the book was when Rowan broke Citra's neck. That was insane. But that's the thing that I love about Rowan is he did everything he could in his power to save her. Like, not once did his feelings waver on making sure that Citra was the one that lived. Never once. I thought that was so like admirable that even everything that he went through, he still sacrificed everything, and I love that. I just thought she'd make a better Scythe. I also felt like she wanted it more. I also feel like Citra has more of a family appeal than Rowan did, and so she had something a little bit more to fight for than Rowan had. But OMG CCS, I thought he would have gone too far, and I was like, wowza, yeah. I'm super interested in the everyday life of people in the society and the technologies that they have invented. I'm super interested in how it all worked and how everyone desires to stay young. Yeah, I think that the whole aspect of turning the corner and the lives they live is very interesting. I hope that the second book elaborates a little bit more on what this society is capable of, because as much as they have and what they're capable of, I feel like they have the ability to change the way that they live their lives, but so many people live in fear that it just becomes like a constant circle that people are walking in. It's like a never-ending process. And I really think that now that Citra and Rowan kind of tested the boundaries of the Scythe rules, that things are definitely going to start to make a change. Things are going to start to shift in the Scythedom, because with rebellion becomes like so many twists and turns that I have a feeling that the book is going to for a lot, because this book series has a lot of potential to do amazing things, and I feel like Neil Shusterman, being the writer that he is, has a lot of potential to make all of that happen. I don't understand why they all wanted to stay young when they didn't have disease or die of old age. So what's the point? Very good question. It's a very good question. It's definitely an idea that I want more elaboration on. And I think that somebody said that they do go into more detail about the reason why they do the way things they do. I would also like to talk to you guys about the journal entries from each of the Scythes and why you think that Neil Shusterman put those in. I feel like at first I was a little frustrated by the journal entries because I felt like they were very info dumpy, and there was just a lot of information in those that I just didn't really care about. But towards the end, I came to really enjoy them because it gave more insight on the internal struggles the Scythes were going through, on the decisions that they make on an everyday basis. So I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on why you think Neil Shusterman created those journal entries and added them at the end of every chapter. I mean, there's nothing to be afraid of being old. You can't have disease to privilege. If I lived in this world, I'd probably turn the corner too, even though I could die of old age. I feel like everybody, I think it's a more of a introspection of youth and how much people put a emphasis on being young and beautiful, and I think that plays into the reason why there's an aspect of turning the corner, even though you can't die of old age. I think it's more about outward appearance than it is about fear of death. I actually really like the journal entries at the beginning. I was curious about who Curie was and discovered the world as it evolved. That's what draws me into this book, is the idea that there is a faction created to keep the population number in check. But then what if someone in that hierarchy is taking it too far? I feel the same way with the journal entries. I appreciate them more for the insight they gave me as the book went on. No wrinkles and gray hair. The life, right? Can I turn the corner? I don't want wrinkles or gray hair. And this, but it was interesting insight into the opposite perspectives of the political struggles of the time. Yes. I think going back and reading some of the old entries, it definitely made the story make more sense as it went on. And I feel like upon a reread, those journal entries will be much more valuable. But at the time, I just wasn't like paying attention to them as much as I should have. If you don't have to worry about dying, you don't have to worry about anything, do you? I don't really like the idea. Following Freddie Mercury, who wants to live forever. I wouldn't, but some people, are afraid of death. So, who holds the Scythe in check? I would say the Thunderhead, but technically the Thunderhead has no sanction over the Scythe. So, the Scythe keeps the Scythe in check. I believe it is to see the story based on the POV of each side. Yeah, that was I liked the couple of journal entries were from the very first like high guard Scythe or whatever. I thought that was interesting to see how far back the thoughts of the Scythe would go. It's a very interesting aspect. I feel like turning the corner would become a peer pressure thing, like if everyone else is doing it. Yeah, I could see that. I'm not gonna lie, turning the corner kind of reminds me of The Drop from Crescent City. For those of you guys that have read that book, that's what it reminds me of. Um, Obviously, Crescent City came way after Scythe, so I just think it's interesting the idea of immortality and but I think it also plays a very big role in the way that we essentially turn the corner in our society. There are so many women and men that have, plastic surgery done, and nothing against it, there's nothing wrong with it, but all with the effects of looking younger and looking more youthful and looking more beautiful. And I think maybe that plays a role into why he wrote it in, because everything about this book feels like a metaphor for something that is very prevalent in today's world. And I think maybe that has something to do with it. The amount of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Importance that we put on appearance in our society is very much mirrored in this society by quote unquote turning the corner. Wrinkles tell a story about how people's lives went, whether they are lived a happy life or worrisome. I really like them. Oh, I love that. I think wrinkles are beautiful, personally. I wouldn't want to live forever. I want to live until I'm 80 and then just go to heaven. My life would be lived there. LOL. Agreed. I mean, I wouldn't mind living to like 100, but anything more than that, that's a lot of years. That's a lot of life lived. And for me, I think living forever would get old. There's only so much of the world that you can see. If you live forever, you've seen it all. What's more exciting than that? You outlive everyone you love. Why have kids? Because you'll just outlive them. Why fall in love? Because you just outlive them. I feel like there's a lot of downsides to it too. I feel like more downsides than upsides. Would I be a Scythe? I don't think so. I think me personally, I'm too emotional in the way that my mindset works to ever do that. It's just that's a very personal thing to take life, and I don't think that my emotional capacity would be okay with doing it as a job. Not that that's ever a thing in our society, but if I were in this book, I don't think that I could do it. I would like to train like a Scythe though, so I can kick somebody's ass, but I don't want to kill nobody. I have a friend whose grandma died a week before she turned 100. She was like, "Nope, I don't want those triple digits." Yeah, I wouldn't want the responsibility. And then to go and to look into the eyes of the family, the person that you just gleaned. That's too much. My little heart can't take it. No, ma'am. definitely an interesting aspect of life. Death is inevitable, and I don't know. I just wouldn't want to be a part of the inevitable. Yeah, I guess that's a good way to look at it, Lauren. To save your family, and my family can have immunity until the end of my days if I decide, then that would play a factor in. And if I had like my kids and my husband and all my family, yeah, I guess. Then you make me second guess myself because now I want to save all my kids and my husband and my family. Darn it! I would be like Faraday. I would do it, but I wouldn't enjoy it. And then once I outlived all of my family, say that they did, because they can never be gleaned. I don't understand. Never mind. I don't want to choose anymore. If I had to do it to save my children, I would. But otherwise, no, I wouldn't. Agreed. We're on the same page, you and me, Cheryl. And one of the last spoiler things that I wanted to talk about was, of course, the very end when Citra punched Rowan, gave him immunity for a year, and gave him the ability to continue to live. How do you think that she planned that all along, or was it something that she thought up at the very last minute? Do you think it was something that she, because I think from the very beginning you knew that Rowan's plans were always to make sure that Citra lived, but I felt like sometimes Citra really questioned Rowan's ability to move past his relationship with Goddard, and I wonder if she planned it from the very beginning. Right, LOL, plus you don't have to blame people in a horrific way. Yeah, that's true. I like the way Scythe Carrie handled telling families that although she gleaned. I agree. I love the concept of having a living body. Me too. Such a badass move. Yes, an act of genius. Right, a perfect body would be nice. Yeah, seriously. Who wants to help me out with that? Can one of the sides, instead of gleaning me, can you give me a perfect body? Because that would be very helpful. She planned it. I love the ending. I think she thought of it at the last minute. I just love the what I imagine would be the look on Xenocrates' face when he realized that she gave him immunity. He just must have been dumbstruck. No, she didn't. It was good. It was it really was an act of genius. It is hypocrisy coming from me. Huh? Is what hypocrisy coming from you? I'm confused. But overall, I did really enjoy this book. I'm really glad this was the first book club pick that we did. And next, probably October and November, I want to do some guest hosts for the book club. So if you guys have any recommendations for who you would like to join the book club, please feel free to let me know so I can reach out to them. But I really enjoyed this book, and I'm so glad that a lot of you guys who read it for the first time really enjoyed it, who reread it for the second time or third time or whatever, also continue to enjoy it. And I'm glad that you guys joined me in reading this book. I had a lot of fun. I want to see the look on Rowan's face when she punched him. LOL. I know, right? Oh shit, what the hell just happened? Yes, it was a fantastic book pick. Thank you guys for the ones who recommended it, because I am grateful. And thank you for all of you guys that came on here and joined me. Even with my technical difficulties, you guys were all still here. I think the ending was perfect. I didn't think the possibility until it happened, and I was like, yes, that is genius. Yeah. His ability to write the book that he wrote shows just how fantastic of a writer he is, because this book took a lot of thought to put this all together and make everything work and make everything come into fruition. This was an act of pure genius, and I loved it. I loved every minute of it. I will never be taking these tabs out because I love them. so much. Makes me so happy. Does anyone else have their books and like get to the end and be like, damn, I did that? Like, I don't know if I can make you like, look how many that is. So many tabs. I love it.
Can you guys hear me? My AirPods cut out. Can you guys hear me? I'm now using a regular mic, I think. I hope. Okay, we're good. Okay, so now that we've come to the end of what seems like the Scythe discussion, I'm going to pull out Mermaid Moon. For those of you guys that are here and participated in the last book club and wanted to know what September pick is going to be, it is Mermaid Moon. This is by Suzanne Cockle. And this is the book that we're going to be reading in September. I'm very excited for it. It is a Little Mermaid retelling, and you can hear better now. Why didn't you guys tell me nothing? Well, now I know. Don't use my AirPods. But yes, this is the book we're going to read. If you guys have not seen it, Blue Sprayed Edges. It does come when you order it like this. You don't have to do anything. You just order it. It has a beautiful look under the dust jacket. It is gorgeous. I'm so excited for this. Thank you for everyone that recommended this book because I am so pumped. I love a book with sprayed edges. I love how beautiful this book is. Like, this book took a lot of care, and I'm really hoping that the inside is as beautiful as the outside, or else I'm a rage. Also, why is it so square? I love it. I love it. It was my first sprayed edges book. Oh, you are very lucky then. Sprayed edges are the shit. I love sprayed edges so much. But yes, those of you guys that are wondering, this is the book pick for September. I'm really hoping that you guys will join us for that because I had a lot of fun this month. I would love to hear you guys' recommendations for what you want to read for October and November. If you guys want to do a spooky themed read for October, since of course Halloween, I have not decided what the book pick will be yet. So you guys have free reign to give me some suggestions, and I would love to hear what you guys think. I'm more than happy and open to continue on the stream if you guys want to just chat, not specifically talk about Scythe, although we can still talk about that if you like, or if you guys have other things to do today, then feel free. I was planning on streaming for maybe another 30 minutes or so, just because I wanted to chit-chat with you guys and catch up with you guys and see how you're doing. So, yes, I was thinking about maybe doing Home Before Dark. That's more of like a horror, though. So some people might not like that. Thrillers. Is there any thrillers that you guys recommend that you would want to read during the month of October? I'm not a huge thriller reader, so I would love to hear you guys' recommendations on that. Oh, Jesus. I agree, thriller for October. Okay. Thriller for October, but I need suggestions. You guys gotta help me out. Help us sister out. Nothing too scary, please. I agree. I'm not really good with scary. I'm sorry if my last question didn't make any sense. Would you re-ask it, Gabriel, so I can answer it? I'm sorry. Stalking Jack the Ripper. I'd like to discuss that one with you. Ooh, that's a good one. A bit of an oldie, but a goodie. I definitely want to read it. It's on my radar. I would be definitely into that if you guys are okay with that. Do you have any thriller books on your shelves? I do. I think most of them are actually in my bedroom. But do I have anything? I have more of a suspense in here, and that's One of Us is Lying. I feel like House of Salt and Sorrow kind of has like a thrillery aspect, but it's not scary. I do have Bowman in Cabin 10, The Power. I know I have some, but they're in the other room. Agatha Christie. Ooh, that's a good recommendation. Ooh, Cemetery Witch. Isn't that queer? I've heard of it. Sounds very good. What about a witch book? Any recommendations for which book? I don't know any off the top of my head. I know a lot of magic centered books, but not which book. The fly is stuck in the blinds, and it makes that ugly buzzing sound, and I hate it. I hate it so much. I'll read Stacking Jack the Ripper or anything that's not too scary. Yeah, see, I'm not really into scary books. I did pick up 2 Stephen King books, though. I have The Mist and The Green Mile. I think The Green Mile is not scary, but I heard The Mist is kind of creepy. So I'm trying to, step outside of my comfort zone a little bit and read some more scary things. But if it were up to me, I would read happy freaking romance books all the time. The Bone Witch? Ooh, I've heard great things, okay. Children of Blood and Bone, I still haven't read it. I changed my TBR from my bingo TBR. I ended up supplementing 2 of the books out for different books. So, Children of Blood and Bone is no longer on my TBR this month. So, The Green Mile is awesome. Really, okay, I'm glad you liked it. It gives me a little bit of hope because I've read 1 Stephen King book already and I did not enjoy it. The Bone Witch, okay. That's two recommendations for The Bone Witch. I like that. Children of Blood and Bone was good. I'm just opening up my sticky note app so that I can write down your guys' suggestions. The Bone Witch. Are you talking about Bone Crier's Moon? Or is it called The Bone Crier? I thought it was called Bone Crier's Moon. Bone Crier. Okay, we're thinking of 2 different books right now. I'm thinking of Bone Crier's Moon, and you're thinking of, one. Oh, wait. That's the only one coming up for me, Bone Crier's Moon, when I look up that one. I just finished reading House of Salt and Sorrow yesterday. I gave it 3 stars. 3 stars is not great, but it's not bad either. Is there anything that you didn't like about it, like specifically? Yeah, I think it's called Bone Crier's Moon. It has to do with it was Al Crate's book from 3 months ago. It is a gorgeous book. I don't know if it has to do with witching the witches though. I've heard it's good though. Maybe or Incendiary or The Shadows Between Us. Those ones are kind of spooky. Spooky? The ending went downhill. That's sad. Bone Crier's Moon. Any other recommendations for books that you guys are interested in reading in in October or November? It doesn't have to be scary books. November we'll do something a little bit different. I was also thinking about maybe reading Lovely War by Julie Berry. Sharon recommended that book, and I thought that was a good one. Oh yeah, Stalking Jack the Ripper. Oh, and then there were none by Agatha Christie. Okay. I want to read witchy type books actually, but I don't know which one. I don't have a lot of like witchy type books. Not that I can think of off the top of my head, but I just read Cinderella is Dead, and that has witchy type stuff in it. But Lovely War is my favorite so far this year. Really, you liked it that much? I remember Haley from Haley and Bookman talking about it, and she loved it, so I decided to pick it up. I have it right here actually. Has anyone read Thunderhead? No spoilers, but all I have to say is amazing. Glad you really liked it, Daniel. Some of the people on the chat have read it. I currently have not, but I'm very excited to get to it. Lovely War sounds good. Did I put that on there already? I did. Okay. Me fam zoo. My face itches. These dang bangs, you know? The bangs. I'd like to read something witchy for October or November too. Perfect for fall and cozying up. You're reading it right now? No likey. No likey it. It's scary. I read Thunderhead. Oh wait, where did that? Oh, I read Thunderhead and liked it better than Scythe. Yay! I keep saying I want to try Twisted Tale books and I haven't done it yet. Ooh, we can do. Which ones do I have left? I own the Frozen one and the Aladdin one that I still haven't read yet. I'm reading the Toll currently. It's literally huge. Yeah, I heard the book is pretty thick. Winterwood or The Wicked Deep. Okay. I like those options. Winterwood, The Wicked Deep. Okay, thank you. Ooh, The Guest List by Lisa Foley sounds so good. Diviners, A Study in Charlotte, Sadie. Man, you guys are giving me some good options. I do have the Diviners. A Study in Charlotte. I'm going to be reading The Devouring Ray this fall. Yay! The Binding. What's The Binding? I haven't heard of that one. The Savage Song. Oh, what if I put Vicious on there by V.E. Schwab? I really want to read that. October read. The Snow Fall 3 Graves Deep. It's about the Donner group. I have the whole trilogy of Study in Charlotte. Ooh, how about the Truly Devious series? Okay, Truly Devious. Binding. I haven't heard of The Binding. I second The Binding. Vicious is great. I just finished it. Nice. I've heard so many great things about Vicious and Vengeful that I really just got to get on top of that, baby. It's historical fiction. Don't know much about it, but I've heard good things, and it's on my TBR. Ha ha ha. Okay, well, that's good enough for me. My hips are hurting. So I got almost all of my UK editions of Sarah J. Maas in the mail yesterday, and I love them. I love them so much. Now, do you guys have any good plans for the weekend, the rest of the weekend? It's only 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Plenty of time to do some crazy stuff today. As crazy as you can get at home, right? There's actually 4 books in the Study in Charlotte series. Really? I've only seen the first one. I've seen it at the bookstore, but my nose itches. That's a cute face. Oh my god, I'm never doing that again. Here you come. Zoo, zoo, zoo. Zoo, zoo, zoo. I'm thinking of DNFing Vicious. Oh no! That's not good news. Stepsisters or To Kill a Kingdom? Stepsisters. To Kill a Kingdom. Truly Devious is really good. Just be ready to read all 3 if you start, because the way the first and second book ends feels like the middle of the story. Good cliffhangers. Oh, I've heard great things about that series. I do own the first one somewhere, and I do really want to read it. Maybe we'll have to do Truly Devious, because I really want to read this one. Like, so bad. No witches. Aw. Gideon the Ninth. Ooh, that's like a perfect October read. I've heard the sequel is pretty good as well, so. Hi, Michelle. How are ya? Welcome to the stream. We love a book with some good representation in it. Love that. Love that. I feel like I have a good list here of books for October. It's definitely going to be very hard to narrow this down, for sure. I am doing great. Thank you very much for asking. We're just chilling. We finished talking about Scythe, and now we're trying to figure out books to read for October and November. One of us is lying. What about like Middle Game by Shannon McGuire, or Ninth House by Lee Bardugo? Would you guys be interested in either of those? What's the first one I just said? Ninth House and Middle Game. Mara Dyer? What's that one? Is it possible to vote once the choices are made in October? Do you mean, am I going to put up like a poll on my channel again? If so, yes. Silent Patient. Ninth House was like a 3-star for me. I've heard very mixed reviews on Ninth House, but I've had it on my shelves for months now, and I really need to get to it, so. I don't think there's anything else that would be good for September or October. I do really want to read Where Dreams Descend. Like, that is like a high priority for me. It looks so good. Oh yeah, there's a cabin at the end of the cabin, the woman in cabin 10. It's a mystery that I should probably get to at some point. We Were Liars. Crown of Feathers. Crown of Feathers gives me fall vibes and I love it. The Demon King. Okay, well I'm writing them all down as we go, so yes, I will definitely, maybe I'll just do a spin the wheel since I already have them typed out, and that way I don't have to write them, because I'm lazy. But I like that. Maybe I'll pick out like 4, and then have you guys choose from them. Where Dreams Descend is on your e-reader. We definitely got to read it. Like, I've heard such amazing things about that book. It's high on my list of priorities. But then again, this whole bookshelf is high on my list of priorities. You want me to put Where Dreams Descend in the box, in the bowl, you know what I mean. Where Dreams Descend. Okay, it's on there. I don't own Crown of Feathers yet, but every time I see it, the cover is like, buy me. Every time. I filmed a TikTok today. And now all I want to do is watch TikTok. They Wish They Were Us. Is that a book? The Woman in Cabin 10 sucked. I gave it 2 stars. I'm so sorry that you very much liked it. I felt like the passion coming out of that message. It was great. I just bought Where Dreams Descend today. Yay! It was meant to be then. I definitely think that we should read that soon. I'm just saying. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. I think we should read Where Dreams Descend. It just seems like a fun Halloween type book. I'm just saying. Please don't read the guest list. Isn't that bad? Oh, Lord. Your hate for the guest list makes me scared. I agree. You agree about what? Don't read the guest list, or that we should read Where Dreams Descend? It's got masquerades and things like that in it. So, you know, I'm on your side, Cheryl. Just so you know, I'm on your side. But I did say that I would leave it up to a vote. So Where Dreams Descend will be in that vote, and we will see what wins. But Where Dreams Descend will definitely be in there. That's my vote. And then I'll put some of your guys' votes in there, and then we'll do that. I mean, you get the final say, when Dreams Descend. You right. I feel like The Woman in Cabin 10 would not be your type of book. Uh-oh. Is it? Because you're scaring me. I picked it up on a whim, so if I don't like it, I really don't care. But now you're scaring me. What if it's really that bad? I feel like the majority vote here is Where Dreams Descend. I feel like we have a majority vote. No. I'm so tired today. I still have to finish West the City We Became. I'm barely like halfway through it. I have to decide soon because I have to put up an announcement video for it soon. So I'll probably put up the poll today. At some point. Somewhere. Sometime. When I figure out what the heck I'm doing with my life. I am participating in Becca's Readathon next month. I'm actually going to film my TBR today. I'm going to be doing bingo as well as Becca's Bookopoly. Wish me luck. Because boy, oh boy, am I going to have a lot of reading to do. I made it to somebody's For You page. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Look at me go. I just went ahead and bought what you sent. Sue, that's the best message. That's awesome. You're like, fuck it, we're gonna read that. I did. I don't own it, but these book club reads or something, huh, Kaylani? Yes. I definitely. We're good. Also, do you guys want to see my phone screensaver? It's Bailey. Isn't she not the cutest little munchkin you ever seen in your life? She's a book model. She's so cute. I have not done spray edges on my books yet, Barbie, but I did buy a second edition of Crescent City because I do want to spray the edges, but I haven't had the chance to go to Michael's to get the stuff to do it. But I will, and I will post a video about it eventually. Oh, thank you. She's my baby. I love her. She's probably cuddling with her dad right now. I'm going to go steal her. I'll be right back. Love you, honey. My baby. They say hi, Belly. They say hi to you. Hi. Say hello. Hello, friends. I missed you guys. Hello. Oh, my baby girl. I love you so much. Look at that face. Yes. Look at his face. Who can say no to his face? Oh, you're leaving me now? You going? Okay, bye. She left me. Yeah, I just pulled her out of bed. That's how mom I am. Okay, you can go back in the room. Go lay down. She hates me, but that's okay. Does Sarah J. Maas have a standalone novel? No. All of her books are series. Crescent City, though, is the first of a series, and there's no sequel yet, so I'm just saying. I'm so nervous to try painting my books. I know, me too, but that's why I bought a second copy of Crescent City, because if I ruin it, then I still have my first copy, so I'm okay with it, but, yes. But I did see, in Becca's last book haul, Ashley from A Frolic Through Fiction had sprayed the edges of Crescent City for her, and they looked fantastic, so I feel like less afraid about it now, knowing that it can be done. Eventually I will do it, though. Bailey is rocking a mohawk. Yes, she has this weird patch of hair on the top of her head that's like super soft, and if you place it in a mohawk, it'll stay like that. It's very cute. She's the best dog in the whole wide world. Kaylani, any books you want to read that you hope to fit into readathon next month? I am supposed to be buddy reading Girls of Paper and Fire next month. Obviously, Mermaid Moon. I really want to read the second book in the Throne of Glass series. I need to continue my read of Akatar. I couldn't think of the word. Jesus, that was really bad. I didn't do it. I did do it. I did bring it up. It was me. I take it back. It was me. I had to download the Belfogly board still. I'm going to do it and make my TBR this after this live is over. I have mine around here somewhere. Oh, there it is. It's so cute. I love it. It's so cute. But yeah, I have my little board right there. I just have to fill out the cards. Book-opalathon. That's right. Yep, that's good. I got bit on my arm and it's just so bad. Anyways, what was I saying? What's your book club pick next month? Mermaid Moon. Are you participating in Becca's Book-opalathon? I am. I'm just going to do mine online. I don't have a printer. I didn't have a printer either, but I print this out at work. Shout out to my boss. This is a shout out to my ex. Am I the only person that sometimes when I hear words strung together that sounds like a part of a song, I will always sing that song right after? Aw, tell your mom I said thank you so much, Michelle. That is very, very sweet of her. Thank you so much. I'm very excited for Book-opalathon, though. I just still haven't figured out how many rolls I want to do and how many spins I want to do on Mingo, since I'm doing both of them. But I'm hoping to do like really small books this month, because the books that I have to read, well, not have to. My book club pick and the one I'm buddy reading are both kind of big. Plus, I also want to read A Court of Mist and Fury and Bro, What the Hell? Why is she so thick? I always sing "Tell Me Why" instead of just asking why. Me too. That's so funny. But you're a better singer than me. Oh, you stop. I do that all the time. Okay, I'm not the only person that does that. Okay, thanks. The Bogopoly board screwed me over. I was only supposed to read 8 and I got dang. Shit, you almost doubled it. Wow, I'm so sorry. My heart is with you. Oh. Okay, well, anyway, my book gets released next month and I'm just waiting for the copies to arrive. Yay! How exciting! I literally be walking around the house. I was talking to somebody on the stream today that I was doing with the Brown Girl Book Club, and I was like, I've been literally walking around my house. There's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes all day. all day long. Certified freak. All day. I can't get out of my head. It's stuck in there forever. I don't even like Cardi B. And it's been stuck in my head for like 3 weeks. There's some holes in this house. Anyways, not that you guys needed to know that, but now you do. But yeah, I am very scared about Bookopoly. I did like, she put a lot of thought and like time into this though. It looks really good. If I tried to make this, it would look like a big pile of shit. I'm glad I didn't have to draw it out. Just saying. So is there any other books that you guys have finished recently? The ones that you guys didn't already share with me that you guys really enjoyed? Why is she so thick? I keep humming how much it is that doggy in how much is that doggy in the window? Can you tell I'm around kidlets a lot? LOL. Yes. Or the other day I was singing that do you have a little pity? Is she very, very pretty? Oh, I didn't read anything this month. What? Oh, Heartstopper. I read the first volume this month and it was so good. I'm so glad that you finished them all and love them. I read Rage of Dragons. It was so good. Nice. I finished the Venti series today. It was fun. Those look like really nice short reads. I definitely want to read those. I got Savage Love. Savage Love. Yes. Stuck in my head. Now I'm going to have that stuck in my head. Thanks. Thanks. That's very nice of you. Thank you. No, I love all the TikTok songs. It's very good. The Temptations of Adam is really good. Haven't heard of that one. Did somebody break your heart? Officially halfway through Supernova. Yay! I still haven't even read Renegade. It's over here. It's very weird to look at this screen because everything is backwards. Like the shelf that's on this side, it's on this side on camera, and it's very confusing. I don't like it. I listened to a bunch of middle grade audiobooks. It was nice. Awesome. Which ones did you love? Is there any that you love? Did somebody break your heart? My favorite read this month was definitely Scythe was one of them, but I think I enjoyed Sweetest Kind of Poison. It's the poetry collection that I picked for my bingo that I love it the most. That was such a good poetry collection. It was so good. And almost every book that I read this month has been a 4 or a 5 star. I've only had 1 3-star this month. So, very excited about that. You're welcome, Mike. There's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this. Certified freak. 7 days a week. Also, If You Come Softly by Jacqueline Woodson. Heartbreaking. Oh, I'll have to look into that. If You Come Softly. Okay. I was taking part in Rory Gilmore readathon today as well, and so I'm listening to a lot of classics. Oh, how's that going? Any classics that are amazing? Amazing? I read Wondersmith this month in preparation for Holofox releasing next month. Yay! I'm hoping I can read Wondersmith this month in September so I can read the sequel when it comes out because I really want to read it. Brayden, if you want to do a buddy read, let's do it. I read 7 books this month and I was like, who am I? Yay, Gabrielle, that's awesome! Darling Rose Gold was pretty good too. Awesome, that's on my list of books that I want to read. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Wondersmith is amazing. I'm so excited for Holofox. I cannot wait. You have my mom cracking up laughing. You're welcome, Mom. Now I'm just thinking what other people are seeing when I'm over here jamming out to my own stupidity. Also, I'm just going to do a shameless self-plug. If you guys want to go see my TikToks, since I talk about TikTok a lot, you can follow me on TikTok. If you want to see me, I'm just saying. I'm not saying I'm a good dancer, but I have some TikToks on there. That's all I'm saying. Okay, thanks. I just listened to the audiobook of Death the Salesman by Arthur Miller and a few children's classics like Eloise and Bambi. I'm also listening to Lee Tolstoy's Anna Karenina. That's a big old book. You read big old books like that? Dang. Besides Scythe, I read To All the Boys I Loved and gave it a 5-star. Oh, such a good book. Chakraborty. Empire Gold and something of gold. The fly is back and it gave me the chills. Oh, I did not like that. Matthew, thank you for the emojis. Those are legit. I read The 100,000 Kingdoms as well. Ooh. You guys have been doing some good reading. I like it. You guys are like getting all the good reads in. You remind me of that one person at a party that makes everyone want to dance. That is me at a party. Literally, I don't care where I am. If there's a dance floor and nobody's on it, I'm on it. Like, you get to have fun, okay? And then get some alcohol in me and even more fun. I'm not even going to lie. It's the truth. I just embrace it. I'm trying to read a nonfiction book this month and I'm loving it. Yay! What are you reading? What nonfiction are you reading? I just picked up Big Friendship recently and I only got one chapter in, but overall I'm enjoying it. I want to finish reading a physical book today, but my eyes aren't good right now. I need new glasses. Oh no! I'm sorry. Can I just say that I finished my first physical read in months yesterday. I haven't physically sat down and read a book in probably like a month and a half because I listen to my audiobooks while I read a book. And so like on my own without an audiobook, it's been a long time since I finished a book, and I finished Cinderella is Dead yesterday with no audiobook, and I was very proud of myself. My first Jemison book. I'm hooked and I need more of her books soon. Which one are you reading? Are you reading City? Or are you reading the Broken Earth trilogy? Or the other one? I forget what it's called, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. The Inheritance trilogy. Bye, Jennifer. Thank you for stopping by and chatting with us. You're amazing. Thank you for your awesome discussions in Scythe. How was what? Cinderella is Dead? Is that what you're asking me? Certified free. 7 days a week. I love audiobooks. They're a lifesaver. They really are. Oh, I really liked Yes, No, Maybe So, and One of Us is Next. I finished them at the beginning of the month, so I forgot I finished them in August. Thanks, Goodreads. Right? Goodreads is a lifesaver sometimes. Where did you find the Cinderella Dead audiobook? I didn't. I listened to it without an audiobook, is what I was saying. I tried to look for an audiobook, couldn't find it, and I had to read it for the book club, so I just picked it up and I finished it. And overall, it was okay. I gave it a 3-star. Wasn't my favorite book of the whole world, but it was good. My lip hurts. I need chapstick. I need chapstick. Yeah, I wanted to love Cinderella so much more than I did, and that's unfortunate. But I mean, it is what it is. I didn't hate it, but it wasn't fantastic. If you guys are interested in reading more of my thoughts on Cinderella is Dead, I did leave a Goodreads review if you want to go check that out. The reason I did not like the guest list is that I've predicted some of the events, and it gave me the feeling that they are advertising an adult site. What? What? I'm confused. Go back. They're advertising an adult site in the book? I hear my daughter in there. Zoe, I miss you. No drums tonight, Kaylani, so taking full advantage of my quiet home. Yay! That was quite loud, but He's got some skills. I'm not gonna lie. I wish I could drum like that. I'm not coordinated enough to drum. I can barely dance, okay? They mentioned it a lot of times. Oh. Interesting. Interesting. I don't read a lot of thrillers, so, I mean, I'm not too upset that, you're steering me away from reading it, because the likelihood of me picking it up anytime soon was very slim. Slim to none, probably. I hate when people tell me that listening to audiobooks is not reading. Listen, send them to me and tell them to fight me. How about that? Catch me outside. Because no, ma'am. Yes, that is reading. This is just as much as reading as picking up a physical book. Nope. I will not entertain such blasphemy. Tell your brother to come fight. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Don't tell your brother that. I'm just kidding. Don't take it personally, you guys. I'm just playing. You guys, literally, in my quiet moments on this stream, the only thing that's playing in my head is TikTok songs. Like, I swear I could just dance right here by myself with no music, and you guys would think I was insane. But that's what's happening in my head. There's a party going on in my head. Send help. I think I'm losing my marbles. Quarantine is driving me insane. Oh, and can we just talk about... Now you really can't disrespect this Funko Pop anymore because he's left us. I'm so sad. I was really sad. My mom called me and told me the news that he passed away, and I was just like, what is 2020 going to? Like, how are we just going to lose Chapman like that? I was so sad. Hey, where did you get that book lamp in the background? I got it from Amazon. Well, I didn't. My mom bought it for me for my birthday, and I'm pretty sure she had to send it over from Amazon. I can try to find it for you. I can't find it right now. Chadwick Boseman died. The guy that played Black Panther. Or he played Jackie Robinson in 42. He just put out a new movie called 21 Bridges. He played the main character. He passed away. He died of colon cancer. I cannot stop watching TikTok videos. Why? What do they put in that app? Crack. They put crack in that app, okay? It's addicting. Yes, I was sad too. My friend told me and I thought he was joking with me. I know. It was just so, sudden. Nobody even knew he had cancer except for his family. So sad. I tried listening to an audiobook and I fell asleep. It's a skill I do not possess. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, that's sad. I don't know his work though. Oh, really? Yeah, Marvel. He was in the Marvelverse. Yeah, it's sad, but I'm sending love and prayers to his family. That sucks. We lost a good one. Send help. Yeah, TikTok is my rabbit hole. Every night, I'm like, okay, I'm only going to go on TikTok for 30 minutes. 1 o'clock rolls around, and I'm like, I'm still on TikTok. I have to put it down. And every day I find a new TikTok that I want to do, and then I try it and then realize I can't dance, so then I give up on that TikTok. It's like a never-ending cycle of me figuring out that me and dancing are not one and the same. That's the best comment. I'm gonna pin that because this is my life. I tried TikTok but didn't like it. Good. Don't like it. Because let me tell you, it is not safe. My sister is always on TikTok, but I don't even have the app. For those of you that don't own TikTok, don't do it to yourself. Because once you get hooked, it's hard to get out. Let me tell you. I don't understand how people do those awesome transitions and things like that, but one of these days, I'll figure it out. And then you won't be able to stop me. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. Okay, I'll stop now. We all have to go. Well, I have to go. Thanks for talking to the amazing read and making me laugh. Bye, Mike. Thank you. I will be reaching out to you in like 3 days to start a buddy read. Okay. Thank you. Bye, Mike. We'll see you later. I'll do a stream probably on Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday. So hopefully I can chat with you guys again then. That made sense, right? Again then. Sure. P.S. I will go listen to Cardi B to get her out of my head. Okay. Have fun. Go listen to her for me because I don't even own that song. I just like all the snippets. What's under here? Nice. All right, guys. I'm going to head out as well. My husband wants to go on a hike at 4 o'clock in the afternoon when it's hotter than hell, but that's what he wants to do. So I'm gonna go take this makeup off and get ready to go, and probably go see my dad later, see my little siblings. But thank you guys for joining me for the stream. I had so much fun. You guys are amazing per usual. Thanks for the awesome talk on Scythe. You guys helped me really come to terms with everything that was in that book, and I love you guys so much for it. So thank you, I love you, and I will see you guys later. Bye.